Well, it appears that we're live. Hey, bars and grills. Welcome, everybody, to another Trippy Food live stream. I guess a holiday live stream. So we have post Halloween, which was Friday, and then yesterday was Dia Primero of Dia de los Muertos, and today is Dia Segunda of Dia de los Muertos, otherwise known as Day of the Dead. So we did a lot of stuff this weekend. Rented a car, had some fun, seen some old friends, and had a lot of experience and set up some cool stuff to come. So hope you guys did too. Hope you guys had fun with your Halloween or your Day of the Dead. Hopefully we'll get some more people in here. What do we have? 4 people. Well, 4 people right to start off. That's not too bad. So we already have Miguel Rangel, who has been sitting around waiting patiently. We have, let's see. Ice Hand is here. Welcome, Ice Hand. Good. Just getting my adult beverage ready for the show. Do you have the adult beverage that we're going to do today? Are you sharing the adult beverage with us that we have? Or do you have a different adult beverage, Miguel? And if you have a different adult beverage, what are you enjoying today? Or what will you enjoy today? Or do you not know if you're going to enjoy it because it's a mystery drink, sort of like what we do every week? So hello, everybody. So let's see. Jared Tiano just walked into the room. Welcome, Jared. How was your Halloween or Day of the Dead? What did you guys do? Janice is here. Welcome, Janice. Glad you could make it. It's so funny because I'm counting 5. 1, 2, 3. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess it's 4. But it says 5. That number there, if that's accurate. Nobody did anything? Nobody did anything for Thanksgiving? Nobody did anything for Halloween? Thanksgiving. Day of the Dead or Halloween? Anybody? Adam Hebb is here. Welcome, Adam. Good to see you again. Glad you could make it. Yeah, we got some fun stuff today. I don't know. Somebody said that they were a little disappointed when they saw the list of stuff we were doing, that we weren't going to be doing a Day of the Dead thing. But, we do have Day of the Dead episodes that we've done. I think we might have done a Day of the Dead live stream, but I mean, honestly, you can only do so much for Day of the Dead. As far as snacks and beverages, and we did them. So, but we do have a bunch of Day of the Dead episodes that we filmed. So we did one at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, the big fancy one, and then we did one at where was that? Alvera Street. We did one at Alvera Street. We've done other episodes where with our friend Alex, we baked pan de muerto, which is bread of the dead. So we did that. So welcome. Matt says he forgot to give you his pickle. I don't think we should be talking about that here. There might be kids present. Are you talking to Matt right now, Adam? I'm going to see Matt in the near future, so he can give me his pickle when he sees me. I want to see if Matt has something for me that involves pickles. He needs to eat it with me, because Matt's hate of pickles is legendary. And again, I think everybody here knows so far. Oh, Steve Russell, I'm sorry I missed you. Welcome. You kind of snuck into the room. Matt's hatred of pickles is legendary. For those, if you don't know, Matt is Matt Zion. Matt has Reckless Eating. Reckless Eating is his channel. They have about 600,000 subscribers. They're doing very well. I actually got to see him at the Halloween party on Friday. Friday night went to a Halloween party at Nuff's, and Nuff is from Main Event Pong. They changed the name of the channel. I can't recall what the name of the channel is. He is doing like horror movie reviews now, and he's very good at it. So you should check that out. I think if you go to our feature channels list and you do Main Event Pong and you click on it, it goes to the same page. They just changed the name of the channel. So, but it's good to see that he's back in there. And I think it was Hair Pink from Cult Moo was at the party. So yeah, a lot of people ran into a lot of people, and a lot of the other people from Reckless Eating were at the party too. So it was a lot of fun. Now you may be asking yourself, well, Val, if you went to the party, was it a masquerade party? Yes, it was a masquerade party. Yes, it was a costume party. Guess what I went as? Go ahead, guess. No, seriously, guess. Guess what I went as. Sorry, I missed last weekend with the time. The live was on. I was at a Halloween party. No worries. No worries. I was at a Halloween party Friday night. Jay Leno. No, not Jay Leno. Because honestly, I mean, how would I make myself up to look more like Jay Leno than I already look? So I'd have to like dress like him, maybe wear the denim shirt or something and say I'm Jay Leno, but nobody would get that. So it had to be something a little bit more obvious, I think. Anybody? Really? Okay, so besides Jared, looks like Jared went to a Halloween party, but anybody else? Oh, Grub Warp, you snuck into the room. Welcome. Good to see you. So Adam, is Matt live streaming now? Are you talking to Matt like online? Or did he just mention it? Did he like on another live stream? I didn't see where he went live. Usually I get notification when they go live, but I did not see that. A ghost. No. Yes, he's streaming. Oh, well, tell him we're streaming as well, and we give him a warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome. So seems like he's always well, I was going to say it seems like he's always live streaming when we're live streaming, but that's because he's always live streaming. So that's what he does. That's he does that for a living, and he's always live streaming. So, but usually on Twitch. Although I think he has some sort of link where he's doing it on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So, all right, so you guys have not figured out or have not guessed my Halloween costume, but it's right there. That's my Halloween costume, and that is Avari Luid. Avari Luid is a Welsh. I don't want to say character. It's a Welsh tradition. It is a Christmas tradition. And Avari Luid basically is a horse's head that's on a stick, and they put typically a sheet over him, or a robe or sheet or something over him. And somebody gets up underneath and they carry him, and then they go door to door with other people who are dressed up as well. And the concept is they go to somebody's door. They knock on the door. When the person opens the door, they sing for entrance. They sing so that they can be permitted entrance into the house and to get food and things along those lines. And the idea is that the person whose home it usually sings back to them and doesn't give them entry. And it has to kind of go back and forth like that until the person who owns the house relents and lets the crew in, including Avari Luid. And in that case, it's probably like a real horse's skull. This one is like latex rubber. So that was that was my costume on Friday. So the idea was to kind of surprise everybody and like, oh, Val is not Val's not here, and then boom, we do the unveiling and it's me. But I think somebody tipped them off or anything. So it was just a fun costume. Oh, Stoner Kitchen's here too. Cool. Welcome. Happy Dia de los Trippies. Welcome, Stoner. Glad you could make it. On Day Dos, El Segundo, was it? No, it would be La Dia Segunda, I think is how you would say that. The second day of Day of the Dead. And I always forget, like, one day is for the children, like to celebrate the children. One day is to celebrate the adults. If you guys are not familiar with Day of the Dead, you need to get familiar with it because it's a wonderful celebration of life. It seems kind of morbid. There's skeletons and everything, calaveras and Katrinas. And at first it seems like maybe it's kind of a morbid thing, but it's actually a joyous thing. And usually in the cemetery, this is a thing from Mexico. And what happens is that people go to cemeteries and they set up an altar. They call it an ofrenda, and they set that up in the cemetery. And they have flowers that allow the souls to cross over, and the flowers are usually marigolds. And then on the ofrenda, they have pictures of their loved ones, and they have their favorite food, and they have things that they liked and everything, and it's all there. And when you're going, and I'm not talking about like the Day of the Dead celebration at Hollywood Forever is kind of like a big, commercial kind of celebration and everything. But there's also, it is a cemetery, and there are people at the grave sites of their family members. And it's just kind of like, oh, come and see our son. And, they'll have a picture of him, and he loved doing this. And here's the beer that he liked to drink. And here's the, and then they'll have the pan de muerto, the bread of the dead there. And so if you have not gone to a Day of the Dead celebration, again, there's some that are kind of like in a party format, and they have live music and stuff like that. But that's just the kind of the commercial one. But if you go to a cemetery where people are kind of celebrating Day of the Dead, and it seems weird. It's not morbid, but it seems weird that they're celebrating Day of the Dead, but they're celebrating the lives of those who went on, and it's just a very cool thing. So if you have an opportunity, if you ever get an opportunity to go to a Day of the Dead, I'm going to call it a celebration, a Day of the Dead celebration at a local cemetery and everything, then yeah, do so. Today there is parties at the cemeteries. Yeah, today and yesterday, I think. So again, Day of the Dead is usually 2 days. One is for the children, one is for the adults. And I don't mean for adults to go and celebrate and for children to go and celebrate. I mean, though, one is for the day that the children passed on, and one of the day that the adults passed on. It coincides with All Souls Day and All Saints Day in the Christian faith, or Catholic, I think it is. I don't know if all Christians recognize All Saints Day and All Souls Day. But the question remains, were those influenced by Dia de los Muertos, or was Dia de los Muertos influenced by All Saints Day and All Souls Day, since they fall on the same days? Who really knows? Not me. I don't. But yeah, it's a wonderful time. Julie usually sets up an ofrenda at her house. And I haven't seen pictures of it yet, because I think they were setting some stuff up yesterday, and they're setting some more stuff up today. And hers is pretty elaborate. But if you look on it, there's all the people that passed on. My mom, who died last July, they have something on there for her. Like Julie went out and got the cookies that my mom used to eat and everything, and those are on the ofrenda and stuff. So if you have an opportunity to celebrate people's lives at a Day of the Dead celebration and everything, you should definitely do that, because here in the United States, we're kind of like morbid about death. It's like people say, like, oh, so and so's been dead 3 months. What? Don't celebrate their death. Celebrate their life, right? So you celebrate, this would have been, his birthday would have been, such and such a time and everything. But on Day of the Dead, it gives you an opportunity to celebrate those that passed on and everything. Like I said, we are kind of morbid in the United States and everything. And, death for us is just it's a time of grieving. And I have nothing against people grieving, but they had, people grieve, but they don't celebrate. They don't celebrate their life. And I think that's what's really missing here. And it seems like in Mexico for Day of the Dead, they nail that. So today is the big one. Today is when everybody drinks and even takes bandas to the grave. Yeah, correct, Stoner. So happy Day of the Dead for you. I didn't kind of, like I said, I can't remember who it was, but somebody asked me, like, why aren't you doing a Day of the Dead live stream? And honestly, like I said, it's kind of limited as to the things that are traditional for Day of the Dead. And we've done those. And so, but we're representing, okay, he's a horse, but still. And which reminds me that I think this is something newer. I think last weekend, like the week before Day of the Dead, they do one for animals. So it's for the dogs and the cats and pets and stuff like that. And so, so Mr. Ed here would have been perfectly at home at the Day of the Dead celebration for the animals, which I think is a week before. I'm pretty sure it's a week before. Where is Dude? Dude is in Colombia, and I am not. So no Dude today. Hopefully, we'll see Dude soon. Oh, thank you very much, Janice. So if you guys want to know kind of what day, so the thing about the Day of the Dead celebration that Janice posted, the thing about that Day of the Dead celebration is that it's both the commercial part where they have live music and food vendors and stuff like that, and the people who have ofrendas set up on their on the grave sites of theirs. So it's a great, if you're unfamiliar with Day of the Dead and everything, that is a great episode to watch. I'm not saying that just because it's us, but it's a good episode to watch. Death in the USA changed with the advent of modern healthcare and hospitals. Most people died in the field, at home before. Now most deaths are once removed from their loved ones. Yeah. So that maybe it's a modern thing. I don't know if you go back to like the 1700s, and I don't know how death was handled back in the 16 or 1700s. But I just like the Day of the Dead, the whole Day of the Dead thing. It's like, you remember those who passed on and you celebrate their life, and I think it's a cool thing. Now it might just be me, and I respect people who don't feel that way, and people who are just like they mourn every year for like especially on the day that their loved one passed away. I have respect for that and everything. It's just for me, I want it to be a celebration of life. Like I've told Claudia, I said, hey, when I die, I don't want a wake or a funeral or anything. I want people to have a big party. And she said, oh, don't worry. When you die, people are going to have a big party. Thank you very much. Janice posted our Dia de los Muertos Pan de Muerto episode. So our friend Alex Pena is a baker, and we went to his place and we baked Bread of the Dead, the Pan de Muerto. So thank you for posting that, Janice. All right, we are at 2:17 p.m. We might as well get started. We have 6 people in the room. That's enough. If we had 2 people in the room, we would get started. So we are going to start with our adult beverage. I still haven't figured out a way to I don't have anything I can put this on so you can look at this while I'm talking about it. Like that doesn't work. So I don't remember. Did you ever do an episode about sin eaters? I have not. How is that sin prepared? That sounds interesting. If there's food involved, that sounds really interesting. Icehan, can you put that in our suggestion list? Because that sounds really interesting. I'll have to look into that and see. All right, so here is our adult beverage that we are going to start. You should look into it, and yes, food is involved. If food is involved, I'm there. All right, so this is from Enegren Brewing Company. Oh, I would forget that I had a costume behind me and give myself a heart attack in the middle of the night. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just there for this. It's normally not there, but like I said, this was my costume from Friday. And I just thought I would represent. So Mr. Ed here is gonna join us for the rest of the show. Okay, so we are drinking Enegren Nighthawk Black Lager. It is a 4.8% ABV, a little lower than average, which is about 5. Enegren Brewing Company was founded in 2010 by brothers Chris and Matt Enegren, so it's not just a catchy name, and Joe Nascenzi in Moore Park, California. So again, this is a black lager. We've done Enegren drinks before, but I don't remember which one. This is Nighthawk, but it's a black lager. I don't remember which one we did before. We did, I think maybe it was an Oktoberfest one or something. Don't remember. Usually pretty good beers, and I'm looking forward to this. So again, it is a black lager, and our question of the beer is, what is the German name for a black lager? What is the German name for a black lager? Extra points if you know what makes a black lager black. I mean, it's not black, it's dark. But what makes a black lager dark? All right, let's get this open. I love this here. So I need to make sure I'm on the camera. It says ESTD, established, and then over here, MMX. And it's in like old English writing, so it looks like, ooh, that's a long time ago. No, not really. M in Latin is 1,000. There's 2 M's, so it's 2,000, and an X is 10. So it's 2010. But, it's in old English and stuff, and it looks really old, but it's not old. There we go. Yes, Ice Hand, roasted hops, you are correct. All right, let's see if I can do this without spilling this all over the place. And apparently I cannot. That's okay. Julie's not here to rate my pour. There is a major head on that. I had to kind of turn it and pour it, and so that's what happened. And I have paper towels. It's okay. It's just going to smell like a brewery in here for a while. I'll clean that all up later. Okay, while I was yapping, did anybody else come in? Oh, sucks that you couldn't be at Nuff's for Halloween. I'll bet it was epic. I believe Pink was there. Yes, Pink was there, Stoner, because I was there, dressed like this. I have pictures. I have not put the pictures up yet. I do have. Well, maybe I can. I think it's on my phone. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. I took pictures. I don't know how they came out. Let's see. Well, there's one of them playing beer pong. So there's Matt and Michelle. Let's see. A lot of pictures of people playing beer pong because there's a lot of people playing beer pong. I know I have like some pictures of Nuff here. Oh, there he is. And I think I have a picture of Hair Pink. Well, yeah, he's in there. He's over there. So it wasn't a shame because I was there. So that was a lot of fun. And I surprised a lot of people by showing up because they were not expecting me to show up because everybody assumed I was in some other country or another state. And I'm in the LA area. So there we go. Okay. We've had time to let that settle. Still ahead on that. I could get a straw. Maybe I should. Well, it wasn't the whole gang. Let's see. Who was there? Nando was there. And Chuck Rowland was there. And Gamer Nick was there. And there were some other people that, that group was familiar with that I don't know. But Nuff was definitely there because it was his house. And Hair Pink. And maybe there were some other people that I don't remember being there because some people were in costumes, right? Hang on a second. I'll just do it like this. Wunderbar. How about Majestic Beard? He was not there. I don't know that Matt has seen Majestic Beard since he moved. So the thing is, Matt and Majestic used to be roommates. And then Matt moved in with Michelle, and I don't know that he has seen Majestic since then. He might have, but I don't know. When was that party? That was Friday night, Steve. That was Friday night. It was a lot of fun. The thing was, nobody knew I was coming. Matt knew I was coming, but nobody else knew I was coming. So Matt says, "Hey, you go to Nuff's party?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to be here, so I might as well. I'll go." He goes, "Don't tell anybody. Just go." I'm like, all right. And Hair Pink was actually there. Wait, hang on a second. Maybe I didn't have a good picture. I should have taken video. I did not take video. Yeah, there's Hair Pink right. Oop, wrong hand. There's Hair Pink right there. So he was there. There was a lot of Marios and Warios and Luigis and stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Steve. This is nice. I don't know if it's because it's a 4.8 that it's light. I mean, it definitely has that dark beer taste, but it doesn't have that hoppy bitterness to it. It doesn't have a lot of effervescence, but it seems like maybe this would make a good ice cream beer float. I like dark beers, and this one is like really, really good. I'm going to give it. Where's my thumb? I lost my thumb. I'll use my own. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It's actually really, really good. All right. So our question was, what is the German name for black lager? Let's see. Did anybody guess that? Janice Yamanaka said Schwarzbier. Schwarzbier. And she is absolutely correct. It is called Schwarzbier. And I think I said, I think I also said what makes a black lager black. And Ice Hand said roasted hops, which is correct. Okay. There we go. That is delicious. And I'm going to put that over here so I can sip on that. And we're going to get into it. So we're going to do our first snack. Let me do my housekeeping. Okay. This one should be interesting. I know it seems like kind of a basic thing, but I've never had one of these before, and we're going to try peach pie. So it's a peach pie. This is from Kroger. Well, it's from Ralph's, which is a Kroger store. And Kroger was founded in 1883 by Bernard Kroger, so it's not just a catchy name, in Cincinnati, Ohio. And so the thing is, Kroger is such a big, it's a big chain of supermarkets because they bought up a bunch of chains of supermarkets. So they still have some that have local names. I don't think they own H-E-B, which is big in the Southwest, especially Texas. They don't own Star Market in New England. I don't think Kroger has a presence in New England. I don't think they have much of a presence in the Northeast at all. But they did buy up a lot of chains in the West and the Southwest, and so Kroger has a big preference there. So as long as we're talking about the West, let's talk about the Pacific Northwest. Which Pacific Northwest grocery chain was acquired by Kroger in 1998? Which Pacific Northwest grocery chain was acquired by Kroger in 1998? Hey, Dave Aitken is here. Welcome, Dave. Glad you could make it. Happy Day of the Dead. And you can say that. So like you say Day of the Dead, you say Happy Day of the Dead. It sounds kind of weird, but it should be it's a day of celebration and everything. So, so Happy Day of the Dead. All right, let's try this Kroger peach pie. I don't know if I should take a bite of it, or let me cut a slice here. See how that's going to work. I just don't want it to go all over the place. Just cut a little wedge of this little pie. And you guys ever had peach pie? Anybody out there have peach pie? I never had peach pie. Anybody? Who's had peach pie? And again, this is made by a very large supermarket, probably made in bulk. So it's not going to be like a peach pie that your grandma made or something. But here we go. There's a nice little close up of that peach pie. I like it because it's not overly sweet. And you can see that the crust is kind of like, I don't know, well done. Is that a valid term for that? Kind of well done. It's not crunchy or crispy. It doesn't taste burnt. The pie crust doesn't taste as buttery as some pie crusts do. It's a lot more basic. And again, I don't think this one maybe doesn't have as much sugar in it, because usually, especially like a fruit pie like that, is going to have a lot of sugar in this one. And this one does not seem to have a lot of sugar. Let's see. Total sugar is 12 grams. I don't know if that's a lot or not. Yeah. Maybe I'm allergic to peach or pie. That would suck. Yeah. It just seems like the flavors are muted, and one of those flavors is sugar, and so I'm grateful that it's muted. But even the peach is kind of a muted peach flavor. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up, but a thumbs up trending downward slightly, but it's still pretty good. All right, our question was, which Pacific Northwest grocery chain was acquired by Kroger in 1998? Let's see. Janice Yamanaka says Fred Meyer. That looks like it. Yeah, it was in fact Fred Meyer. When I lived in Portland, Oregon, That's where I would do my shopping, either at Fred Meyer or Winco, if I wasn't going to an Asian grocery. Hang on a second. 1 second. Gonna mute here. After that sneeze. So Marie Callender's used to have pretty good peach pie. They had pretty good pies in general. Now, the other day I saw a Marie Callender's that was open, and I thought for some reason that all the Marie Callender's closed. So I may be mistaken. Does anybody know? Is Marie Callender still open, and they're just not as popular as they used to be? Because, like I said, my understanding was they were going to be closed. And again, if I didn't mention it, Janice, you are correct. The Pacific Northwest grocery chain that was acquired by Kroger in 1998 was in fact Fred Meyer, or as you used to call them in Oregon, Freddy's. All righty, let's do another snack. Do some housekeeping. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? All right, this one looks interesting because I don't know what it looks like. Because it comes in this box, factory sealed for your protection. This is Rabitos or Rabitos. I'm not sure. I think it's Rabitos because it's from Spain. So I'm going to say Rabitos. Rabitos Royale chocolate fig bonbon. This is a product of Spain, and it has calabacita figs from Extremadura in Western Spain. Extremadura, that sounds like extremely hard. That's what Extremadura sounds like to me, extremely hard. Maybe that like have really bad weather or something. But it's Western Spain. Calabacita figs from Western Spain. This is from Productos de Higuera, and it was founded in 1989 by Senador Valero and Felipa Nieva in Almohaden, Spain. All right, so again, it's called Rabitos Royale. Our question is, what is the English translation of Rabitos? All right, let's get this open and see what this is all about. Chocolate bonbon with dried fig and brandy flavor. Let's see, is there brandy in it? Brandy flavoring. Less than 5%. Yeah, that's what I thought, Miguel. Oh, they're individually wrapped for your. Oh, there's how many in there? 3 of them in there. There's 3 of them in there. All right, let's get this open. Let's try to get this open. And guys, let me know if somebody else comes in. Let me know if somebody asks a question. That looks like there's fig seeds on this. It's like an odd looking little thing there. Look at that. Let me see if we can do that. That's an odd looking little thing. Oh, there's the fig. You can see the fig there. Oh, it's all fig. You can see the fig because the bottom came off. Now, I have had, in Colombia, they have a dessert called brevas con arequipe. And it's kind of, I don't want to say pickled. It's not pickled, but preserved figs in syrup. And they put arequipe on top. And arequipe is like, they'll say it's like caramel. It's more like dulce de leche, which is caramel with milk added to it. And they put that on top of it. Well, brevas is Spanish for figs. I like the brevas. I'm not a big fan of the caramel that they put on it. But I understand that some people like caramel and they probably love that. Some people probably like the caramel and don't like the fig. I don't know. I really like the combination of fig and chocolate. I've never had that combination before, but the fig and the chocolate work really well together. Now, there's almost like a sherry flavor there, or like a rum flavor there, which was, I don't remember what I said. There was alcohol in there. And there's a slight brandy. And you kind of get that. It's really tasty. It's really tasty. It's not as overly sweet as you would think it would be. Really, really tasty. That's going to get a thumbs up from me. All right. So our question was, what is, ¿cómo se dice Rabitos in inglés? What is the English translation of Rabitos? Let's see. Did anybody guess that? Janice says it means little tail. It does, Janice. It means little tail. And I guess it's because the figs had that little, has that little tail. Let's see. You can see that. Now, this is a little bit misleading because according to this picture, there's that fig in the middle and there's like a thick layer of chocolate around it. There's not a thick layer of chocolate and there's a thin layer of chocolate around it. Well, that's okay. It's still pretty good. Thumbs up. We're starting with the sweet stuff. Nick W. or Nick W09. Welcome, Nick. Now, Nick, I don't recall seeing you in the chat before. So do we know you? Do we know you by another name? Have you been in the chat before? And I just don't remember because I'm old. Or are you new? Oh, you're new. Okay, so what brings you to our channel, Nick? And where are you from? I don't want a street address or anything. Just, you know, if you can just say like what metropolitan area you're from or, you know, what rural county you're from, that would be nice. So we can know you better. Meanwhile, do my housekeeping again. Housekeeping. All right, what are we doing next? We are doing, I'm not asking you, I'm asking me. I'm just doing it out loud. Where are those? Oh, here they are. They were hiding. This I might be able to put up. Nah, that's not gonna work. Here? Here, hold this. He's very uncooperative. I saw you on Reckless Eating and I'm from Kansas. Oh, Kansas. What part of Kansas are you from, Nick? Like what, general area of Kansas are you from? Are you from like the big city? Like Lawrence or Central? Okay, so I got something. You got to see this, Nick, and maybe you'll appreciate this. Maybe you won't. Stay right there, like you're gonna go somewhere. So, Nick, have you been here? Have you been here, Nick? This is like the mecca of roadside attractions. It is the punchline to a lot of travel jokes. The world's largest ball of twine. If you remember in the movie Vacation, where Clark Griswold says, "We're just 4 short hours away from the world's second largest ball of twine." You have not. All right. So if you are near Cawker City, which is not far from, I'm trying to remember what the other city, what is the city that is the geographic center of the 48 states? It's Lebanon, Kansas. So I made a trip out there one time, specifically to go there. So I went to the world's largest ball of twine. And we have a video for that. It's like one of the tales from the vaults. So I'm trying to remember what year it was. I went out there maybe 2009, something like that. And so the story was I wanted to go to the world's largest ball of twine because, like I said, it's Mecca. It's like if you go to these roadside attractions and everything, the world's largest ball of twine is Mecca, right? And so I was going to to some of the states in the middle of the country that I hadn't been to. So I'd been to Iowa before, but I was going to go through Iowa. I was going to go to Kansas. I was going to go to Nebraska, and I was going to go up and go through North Dakota. I'd been to South Dakota. I was going to go through North Dakota and then over into Montana, which I did on that trip. I think it was like 4 or 5 days, something like that. So the first day, I headed up into Kansas. I was basing myself in. I wasn't basing myself. I was basing myself in Omaha, Nebraska, and I drove out to Kansas to go to the world's largest ball of twine. Now, before I went out there, I found there was a phone number online, and I called the phone number, and I spoke with, I think her name is Linda, and she called herself the Belle of the Ball. So she's the caretaker of the world's largest ball of twine. So I spoke with her, and I said, well, is there a certain time I can go to see it? Is it, is there admission? Is it, is it open on every day or whatever? And she says, it's under a kiosk in the middle of town. It's open all the time, 24 hours a day. You can, whenever you go. And she says, when were you thinking of going? And I said, well, and on Saturday, I was thinking of going there maybe about 3:00 or so. And she says, okay. So I go down there. And, I rented a car for my whole trip down there. And I go to Cawker City. And Cawker City is this really small town. And it's sparsely populated. A lot of the stores downtown were closed. I mean, closed, permanently closed. But you didn't have that urban blight like here, or in the bigger cities when you have a place that's closed down, you have people tagging it and stuff like that. There's nothing like that, right? There's just, place is just closed. You see all the dust in the window and stuff like that. So I park my car and I start walking down towards where the ball of twine is. And then I noticed, like off to my side, there's a car pacing me, following me. And I'm like, I'm here by myself. There's nobody around for miles. I'm going to die in Cawker City, Kansas, and no one's going to know. All of a sudden I hear this voice that says, hey, you going to the world's largest ball of twine? I said, yeah, I am. And then the voice said, would you like to wind twine on the world's largest ball of twine? Which is the stupidest question I ever had. Of course I want to, it's Mecca. Of course I want to wind twine on the world's largest ball of twine. So it was this woman, Linda, who was the caretaker of the large ball of twine. And I went and it's on video. We have a video up from Tales from the Vaults of me visiting the world's largest ball of twine and winding twine around the world's largest ball of twine. I'm like, I can die now. I can die peacefully knowing that I have been to roadside America Mecca. So yeah, if you have not been, you should go. And then I think it's maybe about 20, 25 miles away is Lebanon, Kansas. And in Lebanon, Kansas, they have the geographic center of the 48 contiguous states. And then at that place, there is a small, I don't even call it a chapel. It's like it seats 6. This tiny little thing. It's like a backyard shed converted into a church. And then there's a stone monument for the geographic center of the contiguous 48 states in Lebanon, Kansas. Just a little bit, maybe 20 minutes from Kansas. So if you're in Kansas and you're in central Kansas, Nick, you need to check that out. Now, that was a long story, but Nick, you are a first timer here, and we are going to welcome you. So everybody, please give Nick a warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome. Welcome, Nick. Is Plymouth Rock open 24 hours? I believe so. I don't want to give too much away about Plymouth Rock because our Thanksgiving episode this year, when Thanksgiving is it's this month. Last Thursday of this month. I can't tell you what date it is, but we do have a Thanksgiving episode, and it is our road trip to Plymouth Rock. Now, because it's a road trip to Plymouth Rock, it's going from Boston to Plymouth, and we stop at a bunch of places. And so it is so big, there's so many things to do that we had to spread it out into 3 episodes. So starting Tuesday, episode 1, starting Wednesday, episode 2, and then Thursday, the granddaddy of them all, the finale, when we get to Plymouth Rock. So I will not answer so many questions about it until then. Big surprise. If you have not experienced the majesty, the incredible, dramatic, just I can't even describe it in words. But if you have not been to Plymouth Rock, if you've not seen Plymouth Rock and everything, check out the episode. It comes out around Thanksgiving. So thank you very much, Janice. Janice posted our largest ball of twine episode. So hey, Tom is here. Tom, you snuck in while I was busy yapping, busy going off about nothing. So welcome, Tom. For those who don't know, and Nick, you probably may not know, it's 2.5 hours away from me. Yeah, it was even farther than that. I want to say it was 4 hours from, again, I was staying in Omaha, Nebraska. It was about 4 hours from Omaha. A lot of cool stuff to do in Omaha too. I like Omaha. Omaha's a cool little city. It's a very small city, but it's a very, very cool little city. Now, one of my favorite restaurants that I've ever been to, I wish I could remember the name of it. It was a Czech restaurant, and they've closed. So, but it was a really good experience. I think I had sweetbreads when I was there. Sweetbreads are the thymus gland of cow, beef thymus glands. But they just make them really, really well. And that was a really wonderful experience. So I don't know that I don't think I have video for that. I think I might have a blog post of that, but I think it's the Bohemian Cafe, I want to say. Bohemian Cafe. So that was a fun trip. I really like that. All right. So I was talking about Tom, old guy in Colorado. So he Thursday. So for those who don't know, Tom, old guy in Colorado, has another channel called the Old Guy Radio Players, and on this channel he does radio shows, on YouTube. Radio on YouTube. It is what it is. It's radio on YouTube, and he does these radio shows. Right now, there's 3 shows. So one is the George and Pudgy Show, which is kind of like the Honeymooners, and then there's Mason Jennings, which is a detective series, and then there's Myers Crossing, which is a Western. Right. So Thursday, we did a Halloween, and I say we because I guess I consider myself one of the old guy radio players. So I lend some voices to that. And the Halloween episode, the George and Pudgy Halloween episode came out Thursday. So if you have not heard that, definitely go and check that out. The guy who does the voice for Pudgy Coinbridge, he is so good. He is so good. All right. Joshua, did I mention you? Did I acknowledge the fact that you had come into the room? I'm scared I might cry at Plymouth Rock. I shall go prepared. Yeah. It's breathtaking. It will definitely take your breath away. Let's put it that way. Don't tell me you went to Omaha and didn't have steak. No, you know what I had in Omaha? I went to Omaha and I had carp. I had fried carp because steak, I can have steak here, right? And yeah, Omaha steaks, they're good, sure. But it's still, at the end of the day, still steak. Now, where else can you go to have fried carp? So there's a place called Joe Tess's place in Omaha, and they specialize in fried carp. And so that was one of the things that I definitely wanted to check out while I was there. The thing that bugs me about a lot of these things is I'm thinking this is this really unique experience. And I go in there, and what do I see when I go into the doorway? Guy Fieri was here. I'm like, all right, cool. And that's my thing. Like, Guy Fieri gets a lot of crap from people. But at the same time, I've been to a lot of the places that he's been to, and he's spot on. It's not like so they paid him money to give him a good review or something, or I've been to a lot of the places he's been for some of the unusual foods that he's tried, and it's spot on, So he's blue collar and stuff like that, but so what? So I think he get and he's very generous as far as charity goes. Like when during COVID, when a lot of restaurant workers were out of work and everything, he supplemented their salaries and stuff. I'm just talking about his restaurants. I'm talking restaurants in general. So yeah, he gets a lot of crap, but I don't really think he deserves it. And he's just, you have these Michelin star chefs that speak with French accents and everything, and they give him a lot of crap. But there was a very, very famous review in the New York Times from Pete Wells, where he was reviewing one of Guy Fieri's restaurants in New York City, and he trashed him. He just trashed him, but he kind of made it funny, and everybody was getting a laugh about how Pete Wells trashed Guy Fieri's restaurant in New York City. I mean, the thing is, it's Guy Fieri, right? He's kind of a blue collar guy, so his restaurants are gonna be like a Fridays or a Chili's or something like that. But here you have this New York Times restaurant critic who is like going after an easy target and reviewing Guy Fieri's restaurant like it's supposed to be like a 4-star Michelin restaurant or something like that. So it was just like he was picking on an easy target or something. So it was kind of a jerk thing to do, but that's just me. Oh yes, there is a Georgian Pudgy Thanksgiving special in the works, and we have to work on that. So there's nothing like going to Omaha and taking a bite straight from the cow. the cow's not happy about that. Be right back. I'm going to smoke a cig. We will be here when you get back, Nick. We've got a good at least an hour. I'm slowing down a little bit. So we've done 2 snacks. I've been busy talking, but that's kind of what we do here, right? We talk travel, which we've been doing. We talk food, which we've been doing. So, I don't feel terribly bad about it, and I think we'll have plenty of time. So I'm not worried about it. That is a tasty beer. I'm going to pour some more. If I don't get this all over the place, I hope. Saturday is Trippy Food Beer Night. Or, whenever I do a Trippy Food live stream. What am I drinking? Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. I am drinking Enegren Brewing Company's Nighthawk Black Lager, 4.5 ABV. So a little bit light on the ABV side, but that's okay with me. I like the taste of beer. I like the taste of a good beer. I do not like the taste of a bad beer. I don't like Budweiser. I don't like Miller. I don't like Schlitz. I don't like those beers. I can barely tolerate PBR. But I do like the taste of a good beer. And so I'm not a heavy drinker. I don't drink every night. I don't drink a 6-pack every time I sit down to drink. And I have usually a beer once a week. If I go visit friends or something, or we go out or somewhere and somebody offers me a beer, I might have a beer or something, but just a beer. And for me, I like the taste of a good beer. And so that's why I try not to, like, we've been doing the live stream for a few years now. And I try not to duplicate it. I try to, do something different each time. So I'm drinking Natty Ice. I have not tried Natty Ice. Somebody gave me like a bunch of cans of just not the Natty Ice, but just the regular Natty. And I don't remember even if I drank any of it. But I'm drinking a 211 Steel Reserve. Oh, and Miguel, we just recently did that. The Blackberry Steel Reserve, and well, I won't give away our review, right? So you can watch it in the review. I'm drinking bathtub gin, Stoner, or what is Jailhouse? Jailhouse. What do they call that? Hooch? You make it in the honey pot. I don't know, something like that. All right, we were doing this. That's what we were doing. So these are Twigz Cheddar Ranch Craft Pretzels, smooth cheddar ranch craft pretzels. This is a product of Canada. Twigz Pretzels was founded in 2019 by siblings Ashley, Mark, and Kirk Emin in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. All right, so you might have heard of Calgary. If you have heard of Calgary, our question is, what is the most famous event in Calgary? Oh, I'm sorry. What is the most famous annual event in Calgary, Alberta, Canada? All right, here we go. That didn't want to open. They're like only partially open. I'm like doing this, and I'm just hoping I don't stab myself to death. That'd be interesting though, because you guys would be watching it live. You could call the ambulance for me. I don't know if it would help. There we go. We got it open. Pruno, yes, Miguel. I think you're right. Pruno is what they make in prison, and it's just made by fermenting stuff from the table. It smells a little footy. Yeah, it's kind of like a footy smell. It's supposed to be cheddar cheese, and it almost smells like Parmesan cheese. Like not even stinky cheese. Let's see. What kind of cheese are they using? It says cheddar, right? I don't know if there's something else in there that smells like that. Garlic powder. Maybe it's a reaction of the garlic powder, onion powder, buttermilk, dried cream. Let's see. Is that it? I don't really see cheddar cheese as a ingredient here. So I don't know. Kind of weird. All right, let's try it. Well, the milk is obviously for the ranch. So here's a question. And this isn't like a trivia question. This is a question. But I can imagine you can make your own ranch dressing. What is ranch dressing made of? It's like sour cream and milk, I think. Something like that. Are you going to do another video with Matt and them? Yes, I am. While I'm here, we are going to get together probably in another couple of weeks and start filming some stuff. We were going to film Friday night. I'm going to film some stuff Friday night, but the party was going and we just didn't get a chance to do that. But we both have stuff that we can film together, and probably in the next couple of weeks or so, we might do another We Go Maine show or something while I'm out here. So yeah, you will see some more stuff with certainly with Matt and maybe some of the other Reckless Eating crew, Nick. I think the thing that like some people are surprised and like, oh, it's a shame you didn't go to Nuff's party. Well, because the people who were taking pictures, nobody took a picture of me. Well, and if they did, I was probably wearing that, so you wouldn't have even known anyways. A little bit of sourness to this. The cheddar flavor is kind of like, the pretzels are really nice. They're like wheat pretzels. They're not like your typical, whatever, sourdough pretzels, I think it is. They're definitely wheat pretzels. The coating is kind of nice, but it's kind of weird too. But we're Trippy Food, so weird to me is good. That's the mask that I wore for the Halloween party on Friday, Nick. The idea was Matt knew I was coming, but nobody else did. And so we were going to surprise everybody. Like I was going to wear the mask and then, do a reveal or something. And then he goes, yeah, they know. So, so it wasn't as spectacular, but yeah. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the show that that mask is supposed to be a Vary Lwyd. And a Vary Lwyd is a tradition in Wales where it's a Christmas tradition, actually, where they go, they take a horse's skull, they put it on a pole, they put a sheet or something over the skull, and somebody is underneath it and holds up the pole. And they go to door, and they sing to get into the house, and then the person who owns the house will sing to tell them they can't come in, and they'll kind of go back and forth until the person whose house it is relents, lets them in, and they all enjoy something to eat and everything. But so that was the costume. Nobody recognized that. They go like it's a horse's skull, but it's fair enough. And that was my Halloween costume. And this being Day of the Dead and Halloween weekend and everything, I figured, we'd have him join us today. Isn't that right, Mr. Ed? He said yes. Walmart was giving the leftover pumpkins for Halloween for free today. Oh, nice. Did you get some, Tom? If you watched our Halloween episode, I show you things that you can do with your leftover pumpkins. So, Tom, you're a chef. You could do stuff like that. You could do some pumpkin stuff. So if you got some of those leftover pumpkins, it'd be nice to see some, some pumpkin stuff. You got one. Is it a pie, the regular pie pumpkin, or did you get one of the more unusual ones? Because all pumpkins are edible. They just have different flavors. I think we did another pumpkin episode like a couple of years ago, and one of the ones we had was the ghost pumpkin, the ones that are white. They don't really have a great flavor. It's kind of like, I don't know, just like not very flavorful and everything. My favorite flavor-wise is a Queensland Blue, which is that kind of bluish green pumpkin. Now it's a really, really nice flavor. It has yellow flesh. That's really good too. But on our Halloween episode this year, we did what the hell do I do with these pumpkins? And we take 4 different kinds of pumpkins and we cook those. And by the way, I mentioned it on the, maybe not live in the video, but I mentioned it in the notes on the video. So just shout out to Lola Debney for providing those pumpkins. So we cooked the pumpkins. They were good. Just a regular like a pie pumpkin. Okay. Well, a pie pumpkin, I think, might be the smaller ones that are a little bit sweeter, but the kind that they use for jack-o'-lantern pumpkins or something like that. But yeah, it's still delicious, and depending on how big it is, you can do a lot of different things with it. Just serve it as a side dish, steam it, mash it, whatever. It's really versatile what you can do with pumpkins. Too bad YouTube won't let you do the drinking challenges anymore. Yeah, that's what Reckless Eating lost a lot of their subscribers because of that. So they had, I think it was like 750,000 subscribers, something like that. And they lost like 100, they're down to about 600,000 subscribers. They lost like 150,000 subscribers because they had to take down, they had the drinking challenges, and they also had vomit alerts, right? And YouTube changed their terms of service and told them, no, you got to take those episodes down. So they took them down, and then their count went down. Because the thing is like they've been doing that for years. And so a lot of the people who liked the channel watched the channel for that, specifically for that. He couldn't do it anymore. And so he lost a lot of those subscribers who were just there for that. Now, we haven't lost subscribers because we haven't done anything that we had to take videos down because it violated terms of service. But on the other hand, we only have, 6,080, I think, subscribers. So I think I mentioned last week that our subscribership was going down. It's popping back up again. So it's slowly going back up again. And it was down like 6,070 something, and now we're back up to 6,089 or something like that. So like this is past week, we just got a bunch more. I'm not sure where they come from, but it seems like we got a batch of them and a bunch of them together, and we got more of them. But yeah, and some channels just like had to shut it off. Some channels just had to like walk away from it because they had to take down every single one of their episodes because they were all that. Reckless Eating did not, fortunately, have to take those down, but the Reckless Eating episodes they did have to take down. Matt has been putting those on Patreon. So if you pay for a subscription on Patreon, you can see a lot of those videos that they took down from YouTube. So just if you remember those videos and you used to watch those videos, who was asking that? Was it Nick or? Oh yeah, Nick. So Nick, if you used to watch those videos on Reckless Eating and you can't see them anymore because he took them down, check out Patreon because he's put a lot of those episodes up on Patreon, and Patreon doesn't have that same terms of service. They're like, you pay for it, you watch whatever they put out there. So. Oh, thank you, Janice. Janice put a link to our 2025 Halloween episode, that just came up Friday. So if you're interested and you want to, and you say like, I've got these pumpkins, they're a little bit unusual. They're not like your regular pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern pumpkin or whatever. I wonder how I can cook those, and you can tell. Just follow the link that Janice posted, and like we take 4 of them, 4 different ones. I kind of taste them to see what they're going to be like and everything, and then we just do 4 different dishes with these 4 different pumpkins. So very versatile. All right, getting back to the pretzels, the Twigz. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down, but trending downward slightly. And trending downward slightly because A, they just smell kind of like feet, and B, there's like this sourness to it. It's probably the buttermilk, but there's just kind of this sourness to it that's just, I don't know. doesn't work so much for me because it says smooth cheddar ranch and it was not smooth. It's kind of like tart or tangy or sour. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because nice flavor, nice texture. The pretzels are really good, but trending downward slightly. So there we go. All right. And thank you, Janice, for posting that, by the way. I think I mentioned that. Okay, Twigz. Question. Our question was, what is the most famous annual event in Calgary, Alberta? Seems like a long time ago. Let's see. Ice Hand said the Calgary Rodeo. Janice says the Calgary Stampede. Yes, you are both correct. It is the Calgary Stampede. The Calgary Stampede is a 10-day festival held in July that celebrates the city's Western heritage with rodeo, exhibitions, and other activities. It is known as the greatest outdoor show on earth. Got to go up there sometime. I think that's going to be a Trippy Food road trip. I think we're going to have to go and check out the Calgary Stampede. I have a cowboy hat. I'll fit in. All right, one more snack, and then we get into our soft drink. How we doing on time? We got an hour. We're good. We're good. I felt like I was talking, just talking too much, and we were like losing time and everything. But I think we're on track. I think we're pretty good. And again, well, let me ask you guys, right? So we seem to go off these tangents, like we were talking about the world's largest ball of twine and travel and stuff like that and everything. But we're a food and travel channel, so we're going to tend to do that. But does that bother you guys? Like, you just want to see me like tear through the snacks and beverages, or are you okay with like the travel talk and stuff like that? So let me know. Have you had the ranch hot pockets? I have not. I didn't realize that they do that. Where would be the best place to get those? Would be like Walmart. Where would be the best place to get the ranch hot pocket? I have not tried it. Until last year, I had never tried Hot Pockets. I know that sounds really weird, but I seriously never tried Hot Pockets until last year. So I did try I think what everyone considers the regular one, which I think might be the pepperoni one or something. And there was some hot ones that we tried as well, but I have not tried the ranch one. So, but that's definitely worth a try. Walmart. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Had the ranch hot pockets, was not impressed. What about the Cheez-It pizza? I have not been able to find the Cheez-It pizza. I think they had it at Wegmans, but never got to a Wegmans to find it. I have not found it anywhere. So if you have a line on where I can get one of those Cheez-It pizzas, like some place that's carrying it, let me know. I would have loved to have tried it, but I could not find it anywhere. So if you do see it, or if you do find out someplace that has it, please let me know, and I will definitely check that out. All right, last snack before our soft drink. This one's going to be a little unusual. We're going to be doing these, and these are from Framar or Framar. I'm not sure exactly how that's pronounced. It's Spanish, so it may be Framar. These are Framar caperberries. This is a product of Spain. The company is La Española Meats. It was founded in 1982 by Juana Jimeno Farron in Harbor City, California. Yeah, product of Spain, Harbor City, California. So these are caperberries. I don't know if you can see those, the size of those. They're pretty big. They're not capers, they're caperberries. So here's our question, our trivia question. What is the difference between capers and caperberries? What is the difference between capers and caperberries? All right, let's try this without spilling the liquid all over the place. Now, these are caperberries, so I'm wondering if there's a seed in there. So we will eat it cautiously so we don't chip any teeth. Ooh, somebody ate that one. Let's see. Here we go. Now let's give it one of the bigger ones. There we go. Okay, here's our caperberry. It looks almost like a Brussels sprout. I don't know why. It kind of looks like a Brussels sprout. There's crunchy seeds in there, but there's no pit. vinegar. They're pickled in vinegar. I don't think it's a salt brine. I'm pretty sure it's vinegar. Let's see. Serving size 9 pieces, calories 10. So it's like a calorie each, something like that. Ingredients: caperberries, water, vinegar, and salt. Pretty simple. These are really good. They almost don't remind me of capers. They almost remind me of Loroco. Have you ever had Loroco? I know you're saying, what is Loroco? Loroco is, if you've ever had pupusas, pupusas usually have stuff mixed into them, right? So sometimes it's beans, sometimes it's meat, sometimes it's cheese, sometimes it's a combination thereof. But there's one thing that they put in there, which is Loroco. And Loroco is the bud of a plant before it flowers that grows on a vine. And if you've not had pupusas are Salvadoran, so they're from El Salvador. And if you've not had tried them, you should try them. They're very, very good. If you like the taste of tortilla, they're a lot thicker. I think they're made of corn, and again, they're usually stuffed with stuff. But this kind of reminds me of Loroco, which is that plant bud that goes in the that they put inside the pupusas, and some of the pupusas, the vegetarian pupusas and everything. And I like that. Those are good. I like that. Again, sort of like pepperoncini or olives or something like that. I can't eat a lot of those in one sitting because it's very salty, very vinegary and everything. So, just like occasionally, every once in a while. I'm not as familiar, like I've eaten a lot of foods that have capers in them. I just had something the other day had capers in it. What was it? What did I eat the other day? It had capers in it. I can't remember. But capers, some people like them, some people don't like them. If you don't like pickles, you don't like olives and stuff like that, you're probably not going to like capers or caperberries for that matter. All right. Our question was, what is the difference between capers and caperberries? Let's see. Did anybody put anything? Capers. Isn't that what plant is? We're going to pull off another caper. Capers are the unopened flowers, while the caperberries are the large mature fruit of the same plant. Dracula wore a caper to hide his berries. No, he wore it in the back. Yes, Janice, capers are the unopened flowers, while the caperberries are the large. So capers are the bud. Once the bud flowers and then the fruit forms there, that's caperberries. So that caperberries are the fruit of the same plant that capers are from, but capers are the unopened bud of that same plant. So yeah, that's what it is. All righty. Still got, I feel like I want to kind of, not that I don't like the taste, because I do, but I just kind of want to get that out of my mouth before I try the soft drink. So I think what I'm going to do is have a couple more pretzels. So Ice Hand, speaking of Dracula and capes, did you do Halloween this year? What did you dress up as? Dang, if someone went live, I want to watch, but I want to watch you. I know Matt's live now. Somebody mentioned earlier that Matt's live now. You want to go back and forth, that's fine. We'll still be here when you come back. You want to check some of it out. If you do, if it is Matt and you do want to check out Reckless Eating, tell him we said hi. Everybody said hi, right? These kind of grow on me. There's still that sour taste, which again, I think is from the buttermilk. They do kind of grow on me. I'm still going to give it a thumbs up trending downward though. All right, time for our soft drink. And we are doing Malta Caracas. All right. Malta Caracas is, as you would expect, Malta Caracas is a product of Poland. I know what you're thinking. Caracas is in Venezuela, but it is a product of Poland. Malta Caracas was formerly manufactured by Cerveceria Nacional, which was founded in 1955 as a merger of several Venezuelan breweries. The name was changed to Ambev Venezuela in 2003. The company went out of business in 2013. It is now made by Ambassador Beverages, an interstate beverage corporation founded in 1988 by Alvaro and Betty Lozana in Hialeah, Florida. Florida, for those who don't know, is the de facto capital of Central and South America. So everyone and everything that comes in to the United States from Central and South America usually comes in through Florida. I don't know why. No. You think Texas, but maybe by boat or by air, Florida makes more sense. So I don't know if has anybody ever been to Miami. Miami is just like this melting pot of Central and South America and Caribbean people and culture and stuff. So that's kind of a cool thing about Miami. All right, so this is a Malta beverage. And a Malta beverage is sort of like, think of it like a beer that's made with malt, but not hops. And it is fermented, but it's not fermented to the point where there's alcohol in it. So it is an alcohol-free drink that's made with malt. So think of it as it's sort of like a non-alcoholic malt beverage, but it has almost a medicinal kind of flavor, like Moxie or almost like Dr. Pepper. Usually, we've tried some different ones. Some of them like Pony Malta. I like Pony Malta. Julie and I did a review of one of the Alemana, which is German. It is Spanish for German. But we did, I think it was from Goya, and it was bad. It was just bad. I don't think it went bad. I think it started out bad. It was just bad. Julie's not here today. Oh, because Julie's doing Day of the Dead. That's why. So Julie's not here, but she would be able to vouch for that. I think we did an episode. We did an episode of that. I don't remember if it was a quickie or a regular episode, but we did an episode of that malt beverage that was just like blah, 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 not good. All right, so this is Malta Caracas non-alcoholic malt drink. Bebida de Malta sin alcohol. And you can tell this is made in the United States because it doesn't have that, the warning on there that it has excess sodium or whatever it's supposed to have. So let's ask a question about malt beverages. Where did Malta beverages originate? Again, where did Malta beverages originate? Let's get this open. I think it's carbonated. Agua carbonata. Yes, it is carbonated. So let's make sure this doesn't squirt all over me, although that would be fun. For you, I would laugh. It wouldn't be fun because then I'd smell like Malta. Not the country, the beverage. That is what we're looking at. Now, this is the black lager. Looks like the same drink. But it's not. I dress as someone who is morally bankrupt. Oh, that's what I dress up every day. Well, you don't necessarily dress up as somebody who is morally bankrupt. You're just morally bankrupt. No smell. That's probably a good thing. Ooh, that one's sweeter. That one is much sweeter. It's like the Pony Malta. That one's sweeter. They probably add sugar to this. This is 188 calories. Well, let's see. Sugars, 43 grams. That seems like a lot. 43 grams. Added sugar, 60%. Or that's 60% of your daily intake. 60%. That's all. I don't eat a lot of sugar. I haven't had anything else with sugar today. So for me, 60%, if I can get away with it. And that's drinking the whole can, I imagine, right? Amount per serving size, 1 can. And we're not going to drink this whole thing. I mean, we could, but we're not going to. For a malt soft drink, it's actually pretty good, but very sweet. And maybe that was the thing about the Goya one that Julie and I drank, is there was no sugar in it, and so you just got that flavor of the malt with no sugar, and it was just like Just kind of crazy. Matt said something funny. What did Matt say, Nick? It's Val and yes, Freak, you are absolutely correct. It is a, how do you say that? Vari Luid. You are the first one who recognized that as a Vari Luid. So that was my Halloween costume on Friday. For those of you who just tuned in, that was my Halloween costume on Friday. Vari Luid is a Christmas tradition. And they go house to house with a horse's head on a pole with somebody under a sheet or something. And they sing to get access to the house so they can have some food. And the people who in the house say no, but they have to sing it. And it goes back and forth until they finally let them in the house. So that is a latex rubber mask. And that was my Halloween costume on Friday. So, but welcome, Freak. Good to see you. He said you had a big penis. Matt said that? Oh, okay. I'll take his word for it. Bigger than some, smaller than others. Yeah, me too, Freak. I was fascinated by it. So the thing was, when I was at Julie's, she found that, like, she saw some article or something that had the horse's skull, and it was talking about that, and I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. And she goes, oh, it's too bad you couldn't do that as a Halloween costume. And I'm like, why couldn't we? So Julie actually found the link where they sold this mask. And I ordered the mask so that I could do that. Now, naturally, at the Halloween party, nobody knew what it was supposed to be. They just saw a horse's skull, in a robe. But, it is what it is. Could I get a link for that mask? Yeah. Oh, no, I got it off Amazon. But I was, let's see. Do I still have that linked? Let's see. Bear with me 1 second, and I'll put it in there if you guys want to get that. Okay, let's see. Bear with me. I can't see you right now because I have this window open. Make sure I don't close the wrong window. That would suck. All right, here we go. It looks different yeah, it does look slightly different. There we go. There's a link. So if you guys want to get that, there is a link right there for that mask. No, I guess it looks the same. It's like red on the inside, though. It looks like somebody put like they put something in the eye. I was thinking of putting black in the eye, like a black mesh in the eye, just so people. But I don't think people can see through that and everything. So, but there's the link for that if you're interested in getting that. It is a cool mask. It is a very cool mask. So, I mean, I just thought it was cool, anyways. All right, the Malta Caracas. I'm going to give that a thumbs up. It's actually pretty good. It's sweet. There's a lot of sugar in there. That's why I would not drink a whole can of it or anything, because I don't like a lot of sweet sodas and everything. But I like the fact that it's sugar and not high fructose corn syrup. Barley malt. Yes, barley malt. It's actually pretty good. So I like Dr. Peppers and Moxies and things like that. So this one I really like. Again, the one that Julie and I had, not so great. So our question was, Malta. Where did Malta beverages originate? Let's see. Did people guess? Did anyone guess? Nashies, I saw that you were an axe perderer with your inflatable axe. No, you weren't going to do a lot of damage with that inflatable axe. And welcome, Nashies. Glad you could make it. Good to see you again. Let's see. Thank you. It's so much cheaper. The skull replicas I was seeing were over. Yeah, this is like $22, something like that. And it fits. It looks really good. And so, yeah, I was pleased with it. The thing is, you order on Amazon, you don't know what it's going to look like when you get it. But I got it and I go like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. And so, there you go. I know what you're doing for Christmas. All right. So, that's going to get a thumbs up. And the question was, where did Malta beverages originate? Did anybody answer that? Did I miss that? Did I miss that, anyone? Anyone? No, nobody guessed that. All right. Malta beverages originated in Germany, where it is known as Malzbier or Kinderbier. Kinderbier sounds like kids' beer. I think that's what it actually means, kids' beer. But it originated in Germany. Hobby horses and the mummers parades are also cool things. Yes, absolutely. I would love to see a mummers parade. Have you gotten your hands on Eskimos yet? I have not, Stoner. If you know somebody that knows where I can get them, I think if I go to Thailand Unique, I can get the ant eggs. But I'm gonna like find a restaurant or something where they make them, where I don't have to try to figure out how to make them. I mean, like I don't mind. I like to cook, but I speaking of cooking, we have a couple of episodes coming out where my friend Anshu from Exotic Meat Market gave us, it was me and Julie, gave us 3 different types of sausages and a Wagyu steak. So we have 4 reviews coming out. Elk sausage, alligator sausage, and mystery sausage. There was no label on it. We had to figure out what it is. I know now what it is, but I'm going to put the episode out. And then I'll reveal afterwards, because I just recently found out what it actually is. But it was the first time Julie had Wagyu. So season ends 1st of May, and they don't keep well. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm going to have to make sure that like around that time that I get my hands on it. Also heard they broke out the Malort. Yes, it did. So Nuff made I think it was like Sour Patch Kids infused Malort, and the thing is like I just did a shot of it. The very first time I had Malort, I think it was episode 1. It was either episode 1 or episode 2 of our live stream. I did Malort, and I did that Malort face, and it was just like But then recently I thought, like, I don't think I gave it a proper chance, and so recently I just revisited it. And when I did, I found that it's not that bad. It's just that you have to like that wormwood kind of grapefruit kind of flavor. And I actually made a drink. Did that one post yet? Did that one come out? Let me see if I can find that. I don't know if that one posted yet or not. Yeah, it's not finding my Lord. It's finding everything else, but not Malort. Post Malone. Oh, there we go. It is coming out on November 20th. November 20th. We do a Be Kind Rewind. So we have a installment that we call Be Kind Rewind. And basically, it's like something that I tried before, and I'm giving it a second try, or something that we filmed before, and I just don't think it got the attention that it needed to, and so I'm redoing it. So that's the Be Kind Rewind. We did Jepson's Malort. In the video, we watched the first one. I mentioned everything that was wrong with the first one, and then we redo it. We taste the Jepson's Malort by itself, and then we make a mixed drink out of it. So yeah, that's coming up November 20th. That one's coming out. Besides Malort, what was the other alcohol that has wormwood in it? Absinthe. And I think, what do they call that? There's something that starts with a P. I can't remember the name of it, and it's very similar to absinthe, but it doesn't have wormwood in it, but it does have those herbs in it. Wormwood, a lot of people don't like that because it has kind of like a very bitter taste. They do put herbs in the wormwood, and they also put anise in the wormwood. So, if you don't like that kind of licoricey kind of flavor that anise has, you probably are not going to like that. But absinthe, we need to do an absinthe episode. I don't think we've ever done an absinthe episode. We need to do an absinthe episode. There's a whole ritual for drinking absinthe. So there's this kind of vessel of ice cold water, and then you take this slotted spoon and you put it over the glass of absinthe, and you put a sugar cube on it, and you drip the cold water onto the sugar cube, which kind of goes into the absinthe, and it makes it kind of cloudy, and they call that the green fairy. So if you ever heard like that referred to as the green fairy, that's what they're talking about in absinthe and everything. And I've had absinthe about 3 times, and I like it. The thing about wormwood is it used to be illegal, but now you can make drinks with wormwood in it, alcoholic beverages with wormwood in it, but you're limited to a certain amount. It's sort of like salted licorice, like from Scandinavia. Salted licorice. It's Janice. We did this last week. We talked about salted licorice, and it's ammonium chloride. I think ammonium chloride is the salt that they use for that. And legally in Scandinavian countries, you can only put a maximum of 7.5% of this ammonium chloride. I think it's ammonium chloride in the salted licorice. And so absinthe is the same thing. You can't have more than 7.5. No, is it? What did I say? 7.5. That would be the same. I don't remember what it is, but there's a certain amount of percentage of wormwood that you can have in there. Because the thing about wormwood is they said it used to drive people crazy, like Van Gogh cut off his ear because he drank too much absinthe with wormwood in it. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I make an absinthe and Everclear cocktail called Good Night. I'll bet it'd be Good Night. I need to find a place that does that. So there used to be a place in downtown LA called the Edison, and they had different types of like 10 different brands or varieties of absinthe, and then they did the whole thing. I don't even know if the Edison is still open anymore, but I got to find some place that does absinthe, and we'll do an episode. We'll do an episode of doing absinthe because it's an experience to watch, and it's a really interesting thing to drink. Besides alcohol, what else is wormwood used for? That's a good trivia question, Freak. I don't know. Do they use wormwood for other things besides alcohol? I would think medicine, maybe. All right. Where were we? Oh, we had just finished the Malta Caracas. We did ask the question, where's Malta beverages originate? We did say it was Germany. So we do have our Malta, and we do have our Enegren Nighthawk Black Lager. I have a feeling these are going to work together, but we'll see. It takes on the smell of the beer. Now, what's funny is I was talking about the Goya Malta beverage that had that kind of bitter taste. When I put that beer in this Malta drink, it almost reintroduced that bitter taste. It wasn't as bad as the Goya one that we did. It's funny because I like the beer by itself. I like the Malta Caracas, but together it's just something off about it. I'm not sure what that is. It's like the beer gives it a bitter taste, but the beer's not bitter on its own. It's kind of odd. I'm going to give that one a thumbs in the middle. Thumbs in the middle on that one. I would not want to drink that as a cocktail. Well, cocktail is a mixed drink. That will not work for me. All right. Let's see what I miss. What about Jeppson's Malort? What about Jeppson's Malort, Miguel? I thought we talked about Jeppson's Malort, or did I miss something? Didn't we talk about Jeppson's Malort? I mean, I'm old. I'm forgetful. We might not have talked about Jeppson's Malort, but I thought I did mention that. Have you tried that? Yeah. I thought I mentioned that. So that was one of the first episodes we ever did. Let's see, what episode was that? That was I want to say 1 or 2. Let's see. Episode 1. Episode 1 was Jeppson's Malort. That was back March 6th, 2015. We did Jeppson's Malort. And then after a while, I started thinking to myself, I don't think I gave it a fair chance. I think I drank it and I just went with my immediate reaction. It was just a very quick thing, and I just don't think I gave it a good chance. And so recently, I did an installment of Be Kind Be Wine where I took the Jeppson's Malort and I tried it again. So we basically watched that first episode, criticized that first episode, tried the Jeppson's Malort again, and then made a drink with the Jeppson's Malort. And so that is the Be Kind Rewind Jeppson's Malort episode that is coming out on November 20th. So mark your calendars, Miguel. November 20th, we do Jeppson's Malort again. So there we go. Yes. So I have to. That would be. I tried it again. I tried it first on that first episode. Then I tried it again on this last episode, and then I tried it again on Friday. But it was not just straight Jeppson's Malort. It was the Jeppson's Malort infused with Sour Patch Kids, which I thought actually tasted pretty good. It was kind of candy-like, And Matt obviously didn't like it, but Nuff had made it, and we both tried it, and was like, "Yeah, that's not bad." Oh, thank you very much, Janice. So that's the first episode we ever did. Janice just posted the link for that. So it's kind of cringy. So like I go back and watch those early episodes and go, I didn't really have my act together. But that to be fair, and I'm not blaming anybody, I'm not blaming somebody else because it is me on camera. Is Jeff Fu was doing the production on my videos and everything. And so basically he'd point the camera at me, he goes, "You're going to do this." I'm like, "Okay, sure. Give it to me. I'll do it." And we did it. And then he did all the editing and stuff like that. And that was until he, unfortunately, he had a stroke and he wasn't able to do that anymore. And then I had to do everything myself. So you'll notice if you watch that episode, you'll notice a vast difference between that episode, just the production on that episode, and the production on the episodes that we're doing now. So very, very, very different. All righty. So we did our beverages, and it is time to dig into our snacks again. Oh, wow. We have half an hour left. No, we're good. We're good. I know we're good. I know this is going to be fine. This is fine. All right. This one, I should have prepared this ahead of time. So I thought it was kind of weird. It's this bag of esquites. And esquites is Mexican-style street corn. So the difference between esquites and what's the roasted corn? The roasted street corn. I can't remember the name of it. I mean, I know it. I know the name of it. I just can't remember it. So the difference is that this is off the cob and typically served in a cup. So this is from Las Costeña, and La Costeña was founded in 1923 by Vicente Lopez Resines in Mexico City. So it's seasoned whole corn. It says. Preparation suggestion: add mayonnaise, lemon, chili powder, and ground cheese for a better flavor experience, which is what you're going to get on the street and everything. But this has chili in it. It has margarine in it. Margarine. I don't know why they have margarine and not butter. Lard and spice. Now I have to heat this up in the microwave oven. Open the bag and heat 2 to 3 minutes in the microwave oven. So I'm going to get this started. Easy open. Probably easy spill all over the place. So the question is, what is the common name for esquites? There's a common name for esquites. There's a Spanish name and then the English name for the common name for esquites. That looks kind of funky. It's kind of green. I don't know if I can show you that without spilling it all over the place. I'll put it in a bowl afterwards. So I'm going to pop this in the microwave. Be right back. What did I say? 2 to 3 minutes? 2 to 3 minutes. Let's do 2.5 minutes. I'm just right here. No, I'm right here. Oh, that's going to fall. Hang on. I don't know if that's going to make it not fall, but all right, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. There we go. And then I'll put it in here afterwards so you guys can see it. I'm a little bit limited in my spices and stuff, so maybe we'll augment that with some black pepper and some roasted habanero salsa. That's going to go for 2 minutes or so. Let's see. Elote. Thank you, Janice. That's the word I was looking for. My favorite Trippy Food episode is the Trippy Patterson video. Trippy Patterson video? Which one was that? Trippy Patterson. Patterson? You have to remember, Stoner, I'm getting old. And so I don't remember all that stuff. Oh, the Bigfoot video. Are you talking about the one where we were in Oregon? We went to that camp, I think it was called Camp 18. Camp 18. Are you talking about that one? Where there was like Bigfoots all over? Oh, are you talking about the okay, because there's two with Bigfoots in it. There's that one. And then there's the one where we went to Portland, Maine. And in Portland, Maine, we went to the Cryptozoology Museum. And they have a lot of Bigfoot stuff in the Cryptozoology Museum. So I wasn't sure which one you were referring to when you recreated the video. Yeah, that one. That's a cool place. That's a really, really cool place. It's like this big open cabin inside. It looks very, very old. It looks ancient. But I think it was built in the 1970s or so. And they have like a bunch of logging equipment and stuff there. They have a little logging museum there. And they had, I think on the video, I ate razor clams, which are hard to find. Hard to find elsewhere. They're like all over the place in Oregon, and you can hunt for them all year round. I think there's a size limit. You just see people on the beach all the time. They just look for the holes in the sand and they just dig them up and everything. But yeah, I had razor clams for breakfast on that video. So that was a fun video to do, actually. I hear that thing crackling. And it says you just put the bag in the microwave oven, and I did, but I don't know. I almost feel like we shouldn't have done that, but we'll see. So this thing fell over while it was in the microwave. Oh, I could just smell that corn. So it was like this. It was like that far from spilling all over the inside of the microwave. Let's see if we can see it. We can't. So I'm gonna put some in the cup. There's a lot of liquid in there. I think probably more liquid than you would. It's like this corn is like a green color. It smells nice though, like that corn smell. It smells like corn chowder. That's hot. That's hot, as Paris Hilton would say. All right, I'm just going to stand you up over here. I'm going to try. Don't spill. There we go. So it kind of has a greenish hue to it. All right, so let's do this. Let's just try it as is. I'm probably going to burn my mouth on this. It's really hot. But, time's a waste. We got 15 minutes. And we have, how many more snacks do we have? Oh, I got it all over the place. How do I manage to do that? I got it on the computer. I don't know what I did. It's just all over the place. There we go. All right, I got that cleaned up. I think we have 2 snacks left. We got 3 more, and we got 15 minutes. We might go a little bit over if that's okay with you guys. We'll see. I'll try to speed it up a little bit. But I got busy yapping, There's someone behind me. Yes, there is Europrop. Do you recognize him? You recognize him? He's Welsh. Do you recognize him, Europrop? Good to see you, by the way. Europrop, everybody. Europe in the room representing. Yeah, those microwave bags create a lot of moisture, but great for a quick add-on for dinner. Yeah. All right, here we go. Mexican street corn. Esquites. It's an odd texture. It's like, I was almost expecting, because it's in liquid, I was almost expecting it to have like the texture of like canned corn. It doesn't. It has the texture of roasted corn. I guess the liquid that it's in is just kind of preserves it in the pouch. That's corn. There's a certain level of spice in there. You do taste the chilies in there. There is a certain level of spice in there. It's not really really spicy hot, but just a really nice level of spice in there. And there's some texture to the corn. For something that comes in a bag that you heat up in the microwave oven, that's actually pretty good. I think it would be better buying it on the street where they just made it, right? Would probably be much, much better. But here, it's not too bad. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, trending downward. Only trending downward because I think it's probably better. You buy it right on the street and everything. But actually, for something that's in a bag that you put in a microwave oven, it's not bad. But let's do this. Let's dress it up a little bit. I don't have the cheese and all the other stuff or the tahine or, anything else to put on it. I should have tahine and I don't. So please forgive me. Packet rice is the last minute food savior. I'll bet. I should have that. All right. I'm going to put some black pepper in there. I'm going to put some of our La Anita Kut Balam roasted habanero hot pepper sauce. Just a little bit. Because like I said, it already has a certain level of spice. That should be good. All right, let's try this. That does pep it up a little bit. So Europrop, this is Very Lwyd. Very Lwyd is Welsh. Very Lwyd is a Welsh Christmas tradition, but that was my Halloween costume Friday. No, that really kicks it up a notch. Again, nice texture on the corn for something that, that's already in a bag and stuff. But again, still thumbs up, trending downward. I'm sure it's like awesome fresh. All right, our question was, what is the common name for esquites? Let's see, anybody answer that? Janice Yamanaka said corn in a cup. And it looks like anybody else answered that. It is, in fact, elote en vaso, which means corn in a cup. So you are correct, Janice. As always. All right. So let's see. It is what it is. Time is fleeting. Time is fleeting. I've got to take control. All right. Let's do these next. Now, this is something that the Canadians are really good at, and we're going to find out right now if the non-Canadians are good at this. This is not a product of Canada. So this is from Trader Joe's, TJ's, and these are Trader Joe's ketchup-flavored lattice potato chips. So a little bit different because they're the like the waffle chips, but they're ketchup chips. If you have not had ketchup chips, if you're interested in trying them, I urge you to find Canadian ketchup chips because they're far superior than anything I've tasted in the U.S. I think Lay's tried them one time or something like that, but definitely get Canadian ketchup chips. They know how to make them. So as always, Trader Joe's was founded as Pronto Markets in 1958 by Joe Columbe in Los Angeles, California. The first Trader Joe's store opened in 1967. So the question is, in what city is the oldest and original Trader Joe's located? In what city is the oldest and original Trader Joe's located? All right, let's try this. Has a very tomatoey smell. And those of you who don't know what a tomato smells like, you need to smell a tomato. I don't like the way that came out. All right, here we go. You can see the ketchup on it. Now, because these are waffle chips or lattice chips, they're much thicker because you have to cut this way, then flip them over and cut this way, right? So they're, like that. And because you're doing that, they have to be thicker. So these are thicker and crunchier. The ketchup is more ketchupy. Smell the glove. It's too light on the ketchup taste. Again, it's like Canadians have it down to a science. Don't let these be the first ketchup chips you eat. Now, what if I never tried ketchup chips before? Would I like that? Probably. It does have a ketchup taste. It's a nice taste. But the fact that I have had ketchup chips before, and Canadian ketchup chips at that, I want to be able to rate it fairly. I'm going to say thumbs up, trending downward. Trump, if you never tried ketchup chips before, you might try these, and you will probably like them. They're good. You probably will like them. Me having tried ketchup chips before, I'm going to give it a thumbs up, trending downward, because I know that they can be better. All right. Our question was, in what city was the oldest and original, or is the oldest and original Trader Joe's located? Nashi says Seattle. Janice says Pasadena, California. Janice, you are correct. Nashi's the oldest still operating Starbucks is in Seattle. There might be some other places in Seattle that are like the oldest in Seattle. The location that everybody says is the original location in Seattle is not the original location. They were a couple blocks away from Pike Place Market, and so it was the same store, but they just moved the store. So the one that's at Pike Place Market is the first store, but not in the first location. So I don't know if you want to call that the original one or the first one, but Val, I think you would enjoy watching Assorted Food, a British YouTube channel. I think you might get inspired for future episodes. Well, let me do this. Let me Assorted Food. Let me find it. Why they have their own website? It's not a YouTube channel. Are they on YouTube? Oh, there it is. There it is on YouTube. All right, I'm going to leave that. I went to that, and I left it on there, and then I will check that out afterwards. So thank you for the recommendation. I like ridge chips better than yeah, ridge chips are nice because of the texture, right? They're thicker, crunchier, more texture and everything, more potato flavor, I think. So yeah, I like them too, Joshua. The question was, what city is the oldest and original Trader Joe's located? And it was correctly identified as Pasadena, California. So let's see. We got two more. We have two more, and we haven't even done, or it doesn't look like we would have time for Goût Mélange, but I'm going to leave that completely up to you guys. I don't mind going a little bit longer if you guys don't mind going a little bit longer. What do you think? Yes, no? I mean, you guys, are you with me? You going to stick with me? Are we going to do Goût Mélange? Because I think we have 6 minutes left and we still have 2 snacks left. So I don't know. I can stay longer if you want. I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys let me know. You want to stay longer or not? All right. This I thought was goop. Okay. All right. Everybody's down for the goop. The goop troop. I like that, I assume. All right. So these, you'll probably just recognize the packaging, right? So buldak looks like a brand. It is not a brand. Buldak is a spicy Korean chicken stew. All right, but it always looks like a brand. Samyang is actually the brand, and so Samyang is famous for their buldak instant ramen, and it is almost always spicy chicken, artificially chicken flavored. Now, I had the distinct pleasure of going to I think it's called barbecue chicken, BB-Q chicken, which is a Korean fried chicken place. They're a chain, and they're all over the country. They're probably in Korea as well, but they're all over the country. And at one here in the LA area, they had actual buldak. And buldak is, again, it's a chicken stew made with chicken, a real chicken stew. And it is life-changing. It is amazing. Very, very spicy, but life-changing. I think they serve it right with rice. They serve it over rice, but life-changing. But buldak is like, it's an artificially flavored spicy chicken. So there's no chicken flavor in there and everything. I don't even know why they bother. Why do they even bother saying buldak? Because it has nothing to do with buldak. But either way, you've seen us do they have a bunch of different buldak chickens now. There's like a carbonara and there's a taco one. Did we do the taco one yet? I think Julie and I did the taco one, but I don't think we've released it yet. Let's see. Where's the taco one? We may not have released that one yet, but if not, it's coming up. Yeah, I'd have to look for it. But you've seen us do the buldak 2X spicy ramen noodles and the buldak 3X spicy noodles, which are not available in the United States. So we had somebody in Germany who sent them to us, the 3X. But these are potato chips, and they're potato chips with that same buldak artificial chicken flavored seasoning and that same chicken blowing. That chicken has a name. What is that chicken's name? They don't put it on here. Enlarged to show detail. I don't know. It's a detail of a potato chip. Hochi. Hochi is this chicken's name. The chicken is Hochi. All right, here we go. So these are going to be like I don't want to call them 1X, but just the regular Samyang buldak noodles as opposed to the 2X or the 3X. And I'm going to be honest with you, I personally did not think that the 3X was that much hotter than the 2X. But for some reason, I think probably because of that one chip challenge issue, they never released those in the United States. And I was fortunate enough to know somebody in Germany who sent them to me. Goop Truth. That is awesome. We'll call us Goop Truth. I know you guys did the spicy nuts. Which ones? We didn't do the death nut challenge, but Julie and I did spice. I think for the Ring of Fire 6000, I think we did. Let's see. Hang on one second. I don't have that up, but I think for the Ring of Fire 6000, we did do some hot peanuts, if I'm not mistaken. So I was saying, as far as heat goes, how many of you guys? Thank you. Janice posted the 3X ramen episode. And then there was the second one that I took another packet of the 3X ramen, and I actually made the 3X ramen, and I put actual buldak chicken in the 3X ramen. So we did that as well. But how many of you have ever opened up or made one of the hot ramens, made one of those, and you smell it and you go that smells hot. You know what I'm talking about? That smell. The smell of something hot. I don't mean hot, heat hot. I mean hot, spicy hot. Like you smell it and you go, oh yeah, that smells hot. These smell hot. My favorite spicy chip was the Pocky Haunted Ghost tortilla chips. Those were amazing. But unfortunately, the company went out of business after the one chip challenge thing. Just kind of sucks. Oh yeah, there's the heat. Heat builds. Seems to me this is relatively easy to do when you're making the chips and you just put the powder that you put in the ramen on this. And again, this is I'm going to call it the 1X. It's not the 2X and not the 3X. So it's just the regular Samyang buldak chicken flavoring that they use for the ramen, artificial chicken flavor that they use for the ramen, but this is on chips. The chips are kind of a weird texture. They're not crunchy, but they're not soggy. They're not stale. They're just kind of an odd texture. And there's that heat. Maybe you could crush up these potato chips enough to thicken up the ramen soup. There's an idea. Pocky was owned by Pepsi, I believe, so they could bring back the brand in the future, hopefully. They'd have to have enough people tell them to bring back, because I don't, Stoner, have you tried any of their other, they had a whole bunch of chips. They had one that was like a tropical one that was really good. All their flavors. It was like one of the best tortilla chips that I had ever tried. They were really, really good. And it just kind of bummed me out when the company went under. So I think the salsa verde, yeah, they were good. So I think maybe, look, if LA Beast could bring back Crystal Pepsi, why can't we bring back Pocky chips? So I don't know. We'll have to figure out a way to start a move. Well, partially because LA Beast has 3 million subscribers and we have 6,000. Maybe that's part of it. But yeah, we should see if we can start a movement to bring that back. These chips, I'm going to give. It's essentially the same flavor of the powder that you put in the ramen. So that flavor is there, but the chips are just kind of like an odd texture. It's almost like they're almost like Pringles. Let me see. Are they? No, they're definitely potato chips. They're all different sizes and kind of broken up and everything. So they're not like Pringles. They're kind of like, the texture is kind of like somewhere between a regular potato chip and a Pringle. Not crazy about the texture. The flavor is fine. The flavor just reminds me of the ramen. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up no. Thumbs up no on that one. So like if you like that heat from the ramen, you probably enjoyed those potato chips, but I think they could have done a better job on the chips. So there we go. All right. Last one, and I saved this one for last because, not because it's hot and spicy, but because I think it's going to have the most in-your-face flavor. So these are, and I think we've done, they have a bunch of different ones. So the brand is Hola, means hello in Spanish. Hola lemon-flavored salted plum. Now, I don't know if you guys have had salted plum, but these usually, do some butt kicking. They're usually like punch in the face sour. So these are from Productos Hola del Noroeste. Was founded in 1949 in Torreon, Coahuila, as La Laguna, which is now shortened to Lala. So the company is called Lala now because it was from La Laguna. And again, they do a bunch of different flavor ones, but I know we hadn't done this one before, so I picked this one out. Now, their main product is saladitos. These are considered saladitos. So the question is, what is saladitos in English? ¿Cómo se dice saladitos en inglés? Fresco, ciruela, salada, sabor limón, lemon-flavored salted plum. And here's this, I guess he's a wolf, Lobito, which is like little wolf. He's a little wolf, and he's like drooling all over the bag. See him? He's drooling all over the bag. All right, we're going to try this. Yes, they're called saladitos. ¿Cómo se dice So, Stoner, ¿cómo se dice saladitos en inglés? I would give my kingdom for, I don't know why I'm opening these from the bottom. It's not going to make a difference. Easy open. See, if I was only paying attention, okay, you are correct, Stoner. Let me put it this way. What are saladitos? What are actual saladitos? You're right. Saladitos are like little salted ones, but what are saladitos? Sal meaning salt. It's like the root word for salt, sal. That's where the word salary comes from, because back in Roman times, the Roman centurions were paid in salt, because salt was valuable. Salt was used as a preservative, and it was valuable. It was more valuable than money. So they used to get paid in salt. And that's why, if you ever heard the term, he's worth his salt, that's exactly what that meant. It meant that his salary, he's earning his salary, which is based on he's worth his salt. That's exactly what that means. All right. Do I want to touch this with my hand? I mean, it's fine. Salted plum. It's actually a prune. I'm wondering if there's a pit in here. There it is. Almost not as sour as some of the ones I've had. I'm going to kind of suck the prune off this pit. They are sour. They're not even Sour Patch Kid sour, though. They're a nice sour. I think it gets its sourness from lemon. I actually like these. Those are actually pretty good. They're sour, but they're not like face puckering, your head caving in sour. Those are pretty good. I can't see eating a lot of those. Nice flavor, nice prune, the flavor of the prune, the flavor they put on it, with the level of sourness on it is just perfect and everything. That's a thumbs up. I'm not a big fan of candy and sweet stuff and everything, but that one's a thumbs up. Dried salted plums or apricots, often added with flavors like chili, lime, or sugar. Dried salted plums, be careful with stuff. Yeah. They're fruits processed in brine. So that's how they salt them, is they take the fruit and they process it. They're essentially brining them, but they don't leave it in the brine. They take it out of the brine. It's essentially what saladitos are, little salted ones. Those are good with some tequila, slipped neat. Moderation is the key. On those or on the tequila, moderation is the key. All right, that was quite tasty. We're like 8 minutes over, but you guys said you would wait for me, and you did, and you're still here. So we are going to do goop mélange. It is time on Trippy Food when we do the goop mélange. All right, so we have our esquites, our corn. We'll just put some of that in there. This is going to be an odd combination. We have our Rabitos Royale chocolate fig bonbon. And I don't see how I can get away with not putting one whole one in there. I mean, not whole, broken up, but you guys live for the goop. I don't know where that came about. We just started doing it one day and it just kind of became a habit, the goop mélange. And I still have to do, I think I mentioned that Matt and I are going to get together in a couple of weeks and film some more stuff. And I think when we do, I think I'm going to do goop mélange. Because, I mean, the thing is, I don't want to make that myself and then eat it myself and everything. You got to share it with somebody. And who better than Matt? I'm trying to cut this fig up and it's all sticky and stuff, but But it is breaking up. Yeah, it's all over the place. Bartholomew has missed you. That's what he says. Should have done some goop with Pink. Well, Pink lives up in the Pacific Northwest, so I think he came down specifically for Nuff's party, but I don't think he's in the area for a long time. So I don't think we're going to be able to get together and do anything. It would have been fun, or we could have done something at the party. Matt was planning on us doing something at the party anyways, but it just never happened because they got involved with the beer pong tournament, and that just kind of took priority. And so we really didn't film anything else like while we were there. So again, definitely a plan for Matt and I to get together and do that. That's not really Nuff's thing anymore because Nuff is he's doing horror movie reviews, and he's doing them really well. If you have not checked that out, you should. He's doing that now. So you'll be seeing stuff with Matt. And maybe some of the other Reckless Eating crew. My understanding is, for those of you who know Q the Critic, even before he was with Reckless Eating, I was a friend of his. We used to be bloggers, food bloggers together, and so I've known him that long. And I think he was in Ohio for a while, doing something in Ohio. But a mutual friend of ours last night told me that he's back. He's back in the LA area. So I think while I'm here, because I'm not here forever, I'm just here for a short period of time. And I think while I'm here, I'm going to try to get to do something with Q. So he's always fun to do stuff with. All right, there's the apple pie, or the peach pie, I'm sorry. This is going to be an odd one. Let's see, what else do I got? The Twigz craft pretzels. Yeah, I would have loved to have done some stuff with Pink, but it just, like I said, unfortunately did not happen. But someday. I think at some point in time, I need to get back up to, he's in Washington State, and I need to get back up into the Pacific Northwest. And I think when I do, maybe I'll look him up and ask him if he wants to do some stuff. That would be good. I don't think I've been up back. No, I did. It was about 2 years ago. I went up to Portland. But besides that, I hadn't been up since I moved from Portland in 2019. Caperberries. And again, no pits or seeds in these. We'll start with one and see where we go from there. I'm thinking that for some reason I'm just thinking that once we actually do the actual goop mélange, like the Odd Couple goop mélange, I have a feeling it's going to be a little anticlimactic after doing all these. All right, there's that. And then we have our potato chips. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put the saladitos in there because I don't know how I'm going to be able to get that off the pit. There's not that much. There's not that much fruit surrounding the pit. You can kind of suck that off or chew that off, but I don't know that there's. I'll be right back. I'm just going to wash my hands. I'm right over here. Don't go anywhere. I know you're looking at a blank screen, but I'm still here. All right. We are back in black. All right. Let's see. So what do we have left? We have, I did the lattice chips. Oh, these buldak chips. I was just over there. Everything is very convenient here and very close by. I mean, inside. I think maybe I ought to do a couple more of these. No, that should be enough. I can't keep getting up to wash my hands, so we'll do it this way. Well, that's got a kick. All right, some saladita. I'm going to try the saladitas. I'm going to try to cut this off the pit because it's not gout mélange if we don't use everything, right? Is there a nice town or city in Oregon or Washington that isn't too expensive to live? Yeah, well, the nice thing about Washington State is that they have no state income tax. So that's nice. So you can save some money that way. Seattle's a little on the expensive side, so you might want to skip Seattle. As far as town, I don't know. Snoqualmie is nice. There's the falls there. It's a nice little town. It's probably affordable in Snoqualmie. Let's see. Once you get out of the Seattle area, what a lot of people do is they live in Vancouver, and I don't mean Vancouver, BC. I mean Vancouver, Washington. So the city of Vancouver, Washington, is right across the bridge over the Columbia River from Portland. So you're in Portland, you drive over the bridge, you're in Washington State, and the first city you come to is Vancouver, Washington. Now, the thing about Vancouver, Washington is because you're in Washington State, there's no state income tax. And when you want to buy stuff, you just take the bridge over to Portland, and Portland has no sales tax. Now, they kind of get you on that. So if you're buying like a big ticket item, like a car or something, they ask for your address. And if you have a Washington State address, they go dude, you're paying sales tax. So they make you pay the sales tax. But if you're just buying stuff, let's say, I mean, you're literally across the river, across the bridge, right? So if you wanted to go clothes shopping, right? You're going to go buy clothes. Just jump over the river, get yourself some clothes, and you're not going to pay any sales tax on that. So that's kind of a nice thing. So you save some money that way. I'm not Long Beach is really nice. So if you go to the farthest northwest point in Oregon, in Astoria, and you cross the bridge over the river, it's like the mouth of the river, right where it comes out of the Pacific Ocean. If you cross that bridge, you're in Washington State, and you're in an area called Long Beach. It's not like Long Beach, California, but you're in Long Beach, and Long Beach is it's very, I would say, sparsely populated. There's a lot of fun. They're kind of zany people there. So they have Marcia's Free Museum, which is like this museum of weird stuff. They have Jake the Alligator Boy is there. So yeah, I like Washington State. I spent a lot of time in Washington State. They have a great state fair. The Oregon State Fair is nice, but it's really small. I have not yet been to the California State Fair. It just worked out that way. And I definitely want to check out the Big E. The Big E is the New England states do not have a state fair. There's not a Massachusetts State Fair. There's not a Maine State Fair. New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, Rhode Island. They don't have their own state fairs. All 6 New England states have a collective state fair that they call the Big E. And that was in September. I didn't get a chance to go there. It's in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is about almost 2 hours from Boston. I did not get a chance to go, but at some point in time, I do definitely want to go to the Big E. Let's see, did I miss anything here? Went to the California State Fair many years ago. It was a great time. Yeah, the ones to go to, the be all to end all as far as state fairs go. Minnesota State Fair in Minneapolis or Twin Cities or whatever, and the Texas State Fair. Which I want to say it's in Dallas. I don't remember exactly what, but the Texas State Fair and the Minnesota State Fair, those are the biggies. Those are the ones to end all, the be alls to end all. And those are the ones that you definitely want to go to. So I've not been to either of those. I will at some point in time. What did I do with my spoon? Here we go. All right. Everything is represented. I did manage to get some of the saladitos off the pit and in here. You can see the black spots there. So we have a little bit of everything. Got our corn, got our pie, got our everything. We got it kind of mixed up. This is going to be interesting. There you go. Looks like a trail mix. It's really sweet. It's a combination of the corn and the pie, I think. Here's the thing, Stoner. Because I eat everything and I have such a varied diet, I don't usually get sick. I don't usually get upset stomach. The worst I ever had was when, and I regret not filming that part of it, but when I did the Carolina Reaper Ball Challenge at Salvador Molly's in Portland, and I ended up with 4-hour constant capsaicin cramps. That was the worst. But I've never really gotten food poisoning. I've never really gotten like sick when other people ate food. And I think it's because I have such a varied diet. I eat literally everything. I've eaten things that are kind of dangerous. So like lutefisk isn't that dangerous, but it is made with lye. Poke salad, if you don't make it right, can be highly toxic. Fugu can kill you if it's not made right. I've had all these things, but nothing really messes with my system so much. I can't think of anything I ate where like I felt sick afterwards, or I had, fair food is great. It depends on the fair. I've been to some fairs where I had to really look hard for something crazy. Janice, what was the one that we went to? I want to say it was the Riverside County Fair, and it was hard to find really unusual stuff at the Riverside County Fair, I think. And they had a lot of stuff with dates in it, but that doesn't make it weird. It just, stuff with dates in it. I want to see you go try all the street off. Oh, so my friend Anshu is from India. I had dinner with him last night. It was nice catching up with him. He's the one that provides me with all the exotic meats. We were talking about that last night. I was saying how I would love to go to India and try all the stuff in India. So hold that thought for a second. Because he did give me some stuff to try. Yeah, you're reading that right. So we are going to be doing some cooking. That's not a rat, that's a rattlesnake. You saw the rat part of it. It's a rattlesnake. Eastern diamondback rattler. So I also have some powdered donkey milk. So, we'll be doing some different stuff like it. I deep fried a brownie one time. Deep fried a brownie. It was good, but overwhelming. Did you batter it, Nashies? Did you batter the brownie before you deep fried it, or did you just drop it in like it was? It can be a little bit of an assault on your systems. You battered it, yeah. That makes sense. This isn't bad. There's some sweetness, probably from the peach pie. There's some sweetness from the peach pie, but it's not overpowering sweetness. I'm getting the vinegar from these. I'm getting that. The spiciness of the buldak chips is muted because of the other stuff it's mixed with. I did my German brownie recipe. It was almost fudge to begin with. Oh, so does it melt though when you put it in? You're going to put your snake in the... No ice hand. I'm going to do them separately. Pink once made ice cream with powdered camel milk. I said you could really taste the camel. We have a short coming up where we did camel milk. So I'm trying to remember it was a store in Massachusetts that had camel milk. And so it wasn't powdered. It was actually the milk itself. And I made Rhode Island coffee milk with it. I mean, we tried it the way it was, but I made Rhode Island coffee milk with it, and that was a lot of fun. I'm continuing to eat this because it's actually pretty good. We had rattlesnake nuggets at the San Diego Fair. It was expensive, but tasted good. That was before we were doing reviews. Were they deep fried though? That's my problem with a lot of places where I had rattlesnake. They deep fry them. You completely lose the flavor of what you're deep frying. So there's nothing on them. And I'm going to make, I have 2 of them. And I might make like 4 dishes with them. I'm going to try different things. I want to try, something different. I've done stuff with snake before on the channel. I've never done anything with rattlesnake though. So that'll be nice. That'll be fun. Yeah, the camel races up in Virginia City had camel milk there. They used to, at the Riverside County Fair, they used to have zebra races, emu races. The emus the emu ones weren't races as much as there were kids chasing the emus with sticks along a track. But they had ostrich races, so people were actually riding the ostriches, camel races, and zebra races. But when Janice, how many years ago was that we went to the Riverside County Fair? It was like a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. Remember? They were not having the animal races there. And I can't remember why they said they weren't having the animal races there. I'm eating this whole bowl for some reason. I don't even know why. That's actually a pretty good goop. That's a thumbs up. Maybe not way up. Because it's an odd combination. Nobody in their right mind would do that. It's going to get a thumbs up for me. The rattlesnake was grilled. Yeah, I'm going to come up with some ways of cooking that should be interesting. But so I have the beaver, the rattlesnake, and the donkey milk. And I'll figure that one out. I don't have the coffee syrup to make coffee milk here. I'll have to come up with something else for the donkey milk. It was 2023. Okay. So a couple of years ago. Yeah. I don't know. Do you remember why they said they weren't doing the animal races anymore? I think they did pig races. I think that's all they had. They had the pig races, but they didn't actually have the people riding the camels, riding the ostriches and everything. Do you remember, Janice, why they said they weren't doing that anymore? I saw the Fallout Devil Eggs. That was cool. Maybe make donkey milk latte. Yeah, that's donkey milk and the. Oh, thanks, Janice. So Janice posted the Riverside County Fair episode that we did. That was fun. When we did that. I think, Janice, which fairs did we do? We did the LA County Fair probably a couple times, and we did the Riverside County Fair. I did the San Diego County Fair with Matt, and the Orange County Fair, I think I did with Matt. I don't remember, Janice, if we did the Orange County Fair or not. I did the Orange County Fair a couple of times. All right. So yeah, thumbs up on that. We went a half an hour over. Donkey milk atole. Oh yes, Stoner. Now the thing is though, atole is made with it's like cornstarch. Because usually when you get the kind of mix to make it, it already has the powdered milk in it. So the trick would be somehow extracting that cornstarch and being able to put it in the donkey milk. But that's a great idea. Maybe even try to make the latte with the donkey milk. That's going to be tough because it's powdered. So I don't know how much. Like maybe you should whip it. Maybe we should whip it good. All right. I really appreciate you guys hanging out later. I have nothing to do. I got nowhere to go. I got to work tomorrow. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Always have fun with you. Glad, he could join us, but he won't be here next week. Yeah, it was a fun weekend, getting to see friends and Halloween parties and stuff like that. And I hope you guys had a good weekend too. Again, enjoy the rest of your Dia de los Muertos, but if you have not experienced the Dia de los Muertos festival and everything, you absolutely need to, because it's a nice way to remember people. Celebrating their life as opposed to mourning. So that's always nice. So just reminders: if you have not subscribed, please do so. If you enjoy our channel, please subscribe. And the other people on our chat who are in our chat group, Nashies, Janice, Tom, old guy in Colorado. Be sure to help out their channels as well. I wouldn't even suggest that you follow their channels if I didn't think that you wouldn't enjoy them. So definitely show them some love too, and subscribe and like the videos and leave comments. We're all kind of small right now, so that if you leave comments, that I think most people on every one of the channels that I've left comments on, people have been really good about responding to those. So please do that. That interaction is always fun and nice, and yeah, please do that. So no holidays really, unless you have off Veterans Day. No holidays until Thanksgiving, but it is Thanksgiving month, so prepare. Find reasons to give thanks. I know we're thankful for a lot of stuff, but we don't always think about people who don't have things to be thankful for. And so maybe they will be thankful for you this Thanksgiving. So let's do that. So everybody, just remember, it's crazy out there, but we need to take care of each other. So please take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for everyone for joining us, and we will see you again soon.